Hey y'all, today I'm going to be sharing with you my perfect soil mixture for growing my fruits and vegetables in containers. I've been pretty much successful with what I've grown so far, so let me share with you. Okay, so today I'm going to be mixing my soil mixture to pretty much top off all of my plants. It's time that I top off most of my plants, so I'm going to be showing you my mixture. So let's see y'all. So this is my favorite mixture. I've been pretty successful with growing what I've grown so far. So this is my favorite soil mixture. Everybody is different, but today I'm going to be mixing it and topping off a lot of my plants today because some of them are low on soil. So let's see what I like to use. Okay, first I'm going to be mixing Kellogg's raised bed potting mix along with Black Cow Manure, Miracle-Gro, another Miracle-Gro, feather meal, worm casting, bone meal, and azurite. Okay, so let's start out by showing you that I'm going to be mixing it in a food grade bucket. That's best for pretty much growing your fruits and vegetables. It's supposed to be the safest, but I have some of my things in different containers, but for the most part, that's what I like to use. Okay, so also I germinated some spinach, so I'm going to be planting those as well. So you'll get to see that, how they turned out after I germinated them, as well as I'm going to plant those in little bitty planters. First things first, I like to start out with my base, which is the Kellogg's raised bed, because you get a lot of bulk for your money. So I like to build my soil mixture up with starting off with the raised bed. So you can see. It's about right, and it's a little less than halfway through. This is the second Miracle-Gro I like to use, so I'm gonna top the Kellogg's raised bed with this, and then I'll go to the next thing. Okay, as you can see, the bucket is almost halfway full. So let's go to the next thing, which is the pink raised bed. I like to use this because it's a 2-month quick release. Just getting your plants up and going, giving that boost. Next, I'm going to be using cow manure. And I'll be putting a link with everything that I use at the bottom of the video, so you'll see it in the description. Okay, so this is about good. As you can see, the bucket is not quite full. I like to do like half the bucket first and then top it off, but I did a little bit more than what I typically like to use. So the next thing I'm going to be using is bone meal. Now each one of the fertilizers I use, they all have their own benefits from each other, so you can kind of look at what each one of them do different. Bone meal has phosphorus and calcium. You're using feather meal, which is high in nitrogen. Like I say, everything have their benefits for your plants. That's the feather meal. Again, I'll be leaving the link in the description. Next, we are using earthworm casting. And last, I like to use azomite. You don't have to use a lot of it, but just make sure you kind of sprinkle it in there. Again, everything have their own benefits and nutrients for your soil. And this is my perfect soil mixture. So like again, everybody have their own mixture, but this is mine. So see, I like to okay, so my bucket is finished. It's not quite full, but it's good enough. The first thing I'm going to be doing is topping off my corn. As you can see, it still has a little ways to go before the bucket is full, but oh my gosh, I just planted these like a month ago, and look how tall they've gotten. It's 4 in the container. So I'm going to add some to these. Also, while I'm doing this, corn has to be pollinated. So in order to pollinate the corn, you just simply shake them. And that'll help with pollination. Also, after I finish with topping my corn off with soil, I'm going to be adding pine bark. I'm in Florida, so it's good with preserving the moisture so it doesn't dry out. So I'm going to top it with some pine bark. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the pine bark I'm going to be adding to help preserve my soil. See, pine bark nuggets. See, this is my corn after I finish with topping it off and adding the pine bark. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking the bark out of my blackberry bush so I can add soil because it's in dire need of soil. I don't want to remove the trellis just yet. I'm going to be switching out the trellis, but right now I don't want to remove it. I just want to add some soil. Okay, so I've added soil to my blackberry plant, and also this is my corn. And the reason why the pine bark is darker on the blackberry, it's because I reused the same pine bark. The one on the corn is fresh pine bark, but this is still pretty good. Okay, so now I'm topping off my cantaloupe plant. I haven't had any females. Ironically, I finally got a female. Look, finally got a female. However, she won't bloom. I don't know if she's been pollinated or not, but we'll know in a couple days on whether or not she's been pollinated, whether or not she gets bigger or dies. So we shall see. Okay, I'm done with my cantaloupe, as you can see. Now let's move on to what's next. Now, okay, so my onions, I'm not gonna top them off because it's about time for them to harvest. So as you can see, look how big these things are. They're ready to be harvested. I'll probably harvest them within the next week or so, as well as my garlic greens. I've already topped those off. They're pretty good. My cabbage, I just ended up cutting one of my cabbage off of here. I have one now. This one can be topped off. Next, I think I'm gonna top off my cucumber plant. I just harvested about 3 huge ones, and I have a lot of babies that's growing. It's a funny, odd-shaped one. So I think I'm gonna top this off next. Okay, so before I top off my cucumbers, I'm going to plant my spinach. I germinated, so I had them in the refrigerator for about 20 days now, and they're pretty much ready to be planted. They have their, let me see if I can show you. See, look, they're ready to be planted. Now I'll do another video on how I germinated them, but see, as you can see, they have their roots on them and they're ready to go. So let's do that. Okay, I pretty much have my spinach planted, and now gonna move over to my cucumber. Okay, so I have all the pine bark off of the cucumbers, so I'm gonna be adding the soil to my cucumbers. Okay, so these are my cucumbers. I was able to complete topping them off with soil before it got too late, but now the time is dwindling, so this is it for tonight, and then I'm gonna go again at it tomorrow. So I hope you all enjoyed watching my channel, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.